Hello and welcome. Surprise curveball. We're not actually going to talk about how Elon Musk stole the 2024 election from Americans and undermined the democratic process. We're actually going to talk about the significance of changing your mind. Because as I was reading into it, I learned there's a lot of people with a lot of money that would pay large sums to keep this information hidden. Why would I upload it to a YouTube channel that I can't even monetize yet? The thing about how we live in the world is that it's not as strictly defined as people would have you believe. A lot of opposition to my trans identity, I think, comes down to, well, I don't believe a man can become a woman, or I don't believe a woman can become a man. And those are both, I guess, opinions people can have. It's like they built an echo box that they just listen to over and over, and it brings them comfort. If you remember in the game Bloodborne, because we big From Software fans here, but when you get to Father Gascoigne, he's walking around and he's like dragging his big ass axe in the fucking graveyard. Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them soon enough. And that's exactly how conservatives are when you think about it, because they always demand that someone changes their mind, but they won't take the effort to actually educate themselves and change their own mind, and their adherence to their stubbornness seems more reflective of what they believe a man should be projecting, which is rooted in insecurity. Charlie Kirk, he didn't need to have his mind changed, he just changed his life. By letting other people dictate exactly how he feels about the world. And by going and feeling the need to impress his stubbornness upon others, well, that's self-resolving issue, I suppose. But this isn't a story about Charlie Kirk, nor is it a story about conservative Americans and the ridiculous beliefs they hold while at the same time doing mental gymnastics to oppress others, while saying that it's rooted in their faith system, but their faith system is made up and contrived over thousands of years of mistranslations that lead to an understanding of the world that's essentially rooted in ignorance that's been echo chambered through a information era that is capable of procuring information at a rate that we've never experienced this amount of. There is information everywhere, and you gotta know where to look to be able to determine whether information is good or bad. And if you are looking to people who say, you should change my mind, as the people who are your sources of beliefs, oof, yikes, I got some news for you. You don't actually have to parrot the beliefs of the people you see on the internet. I would like to share with you how the phoenix actually becomes consumed in the passion that they find and pursue that. And through this pursuit, they approach death. And when they see death, they turn not astray from the death, but rather charge headfirst into it. And that is where the tail of the phoenix lays behind as ashes, and from those ashes, the Philosopher's Stone gives rise to life anew. If we wiped all trans people off the face of the earth, you know what's gonna happen tomorrow? More trans people will start showing up. Because you can never actually get rid of the concept of a trans identity, because no person is going to fit within such a rigid dogmatic structure as the one that gets portrayed by Western American culture. No matter what the Christians say about oh, they were trying to kill us type stuff, their knowledge of history is always skewed, and it's always skewed to view themselves as the victim. And you know how I know that? Well, just change my mind. Because obviously, someone who only ever experiences the world happening to them will only ever be capable of understanding a difference about the world if new evidence is presented. They haven't actually transcended the mammalian part of their brain into the light of reason. They remain in a stasis, whereupon they depend upon the light of others to guide them forward. And that's all well and good, but those are the same people calling other people sheeple. Now, as we look at American history and sort of the history of science and discovery, what you'll learn is that the Inquisitors went through and harvested a bunch of pagan and witchcraft knowledge and then provided that information to the church, which through translation then disseminated the information to its devout followers, and in doing so, contrived a reality for all people to exist within, whereupon the white male is the leading figure in that culture. Like, you get in your car and you're like, okay, Jesus, guide me. And it's like, God damn. But that's what Christians do. They literally will do that, and they're like, I'm guided by my beliefs. And it's like, you're incapable of actually holding a belief because your capacity for thought is so stunted by your belief that faith is going to provide you the correct answers that you don't actually consider the world you live in. Instead, you have the world happen at you, and that's all well and good. But when that's the world you live in, how exactly am I supposed to combat the belief that men can't be women? Well, I never actually changed my gender. I was a trans woman at birth. I'm sorry that you didn't see me at birth. I'm sorry that you can look at me and visually assess what chromosomes I was born with. That's weird. I don't have that little biological advantage that you all are talking about, though. I'm pretty inept in most things that I do. And if you've seen me play Dark Souls, you'll know why I say that. All I'm able to do is work towards a better future. But in a world that dismisses my voice, it doesn't matter what I do because the world will look at what I do and say that it's insufficient. The other day I was at work and this dude came up and was telling me about how, oh, well, 10 years ago, didn't you vote for Trump? Oh, yeah, well, and also when I was a baby, I shat in diapers. And fucking 5 years ago, I came out as a trans woman. So are we gonna hold me accountable for everything that happened up until this point in my life? Or are we gonna look to the future and go, you know, maybe we should actually build a world where people don't feel the need to closet themselves for 27 years and join the military so they feel that they have a sort of backing or a leg to stand on when they represent themselves to others. And at the same time, even with those representations, it doesn't matter because whether I'm a veteran or in a few months I'll be a college graduate, fucking everyone's gonna look at me still and see a trans woman. No one thinks what I see when I look at them. But I try to have compassion for them. I try to let them know, you know, you can change your mind. You don't have to be a piece of shit. You don't have to go up and be like, hey, I'm praying for you. Hell yeah, you think I need your prayers, bud? You need your prayers. Believe me. Look at the state of the world. Actually, the world needs your prayers, okay? If you do believe, go pray for the fucking world right now. Don't waste your time on me. I got my shit figured out. I got a fucking camera and I'm broadcasting on YouTube. You wouldn't have a comment section to bitch at me yet if I didn't have my shit figured out. And yet, we are subject to an experience that we have little control over, and at the same time, we have the ignorant gleefully parading the idea that their beliefs are what they center the world on as it falls apart. And it's like, so you're saying we lit the world on fire so that people could go and have their religious apocalypse, but no one wanted to ask me what my religious apocalypse was? I just feel like we should kind of consider that maybe other people have different beliefs than us. Maybe there are people with experiences that don't align with ours. Maybe there is a world where the mind we have in our head is not the representative of the world, but rather the reflection of the world that we're capable of processing because our mind is constantly searching for an answer that doesn't actually exist. We aren't here with purpose. We make purpose as we are here. It's frustrating. Because again, change my mind. Change my mind. I have this belief. Change my mind. Hey, go read a fucking book. Go change your own damn mind. You know, it's not my responsibility to teach you what my experience as a trans woman is like, but if you really want to know, it fucking sucks because of people like Change My Mind. I think only a man is a man and a woman is a woman and women need to be protected by men. Oh wow, we've really gotten into fucking enforced patriarchy at that point. Like, we were 3 sentences, we're already there. It's down to a fucking science though, because oppression is like a long game with these fuckers. It's not about changing things right now, but by shifting that lens just a little bit every day, we wind up in a world that's now on flames and that everyone goes, Well, there's no way we could ever put these flames out. These flames are way too big. I'm sorry, are you standing against the US government? You see how big the US government is, right? You don't stand a chance. Oh yeah, well, okay, well, if everyone's fucking going based on those beliefs, yeah, we don't stand a chance. Because never will we be able to join together and actually unite under some system. But you know what that says about the American fabric of society? It doesn't exist. The thing about a right answer is it implies that the question we asked has an answer that satisfies the conditions we place upon the notion of what right is. And if those morals have no basis in a reality that we live in and instead take place in the reality we have fabricated out of our experience, we will remain stagnant in perpetuity. With something as simple as, well, I know I'm right. Do you? Because I don't think you do. I don't think that there's a lot of people that know they're right. I think that there's a lot of people who think they know they're right and they would rather project strength and confidence and appear as though their beliefs are unshaking, but that doesn't make them right. Truth is not bound by circumstances cast by how we tell a story. Truth permeates everything. There is no changing the truth of the world, though. You can only ever change your mind. And in the hopes of pursuing truth, that change that you make in your mind should allow the world around you to change, because it grows. It shifts your perspective. So don't focus too much on the people asking for you to change their mind. You know what they are? They're a big old waste of your time, because those people, if they need someone else to change their mind, you know what? It's gonna take us like 2 months to fucking fix them once we get things sorted out. But this one's for the free thinkers. This one's for the people who see the chains thrown upon us by society and say, hey, wait a second, I'm just gonna fucking step out from under these chains because society doesn't dictate whether or not I'm alive. The earth dictates that. Society dictates what my sort of financial status is and my social placement or whatever, but do I seem like someone who gives a shit what my social status in the world is? I got a job, I'm doing fine, I'm handling my stuff. So that being said, at the end of the day, the important thing to remember is that you are the one with the power to change your mind, not the world around you. The world around you will shape your mind, but the change, the actual act of making a difference, that's on you. Take that opportunity and grow, because I'm tired of everyone coming and approaching me as if I have problems that they can solve by trying to assess my struggles and say, oh, hey, Chloe, this is how you should do this is how you should do that. I'm sorry, you guys don't know me. I should actually not listen to strangers on the internet is what I should do. And I know that's a bit rich after having a poll where I talk about democracy and how we're gonna start abiding democracy, but also I should be allowed to sell out. I mean, look at our country and the state we're in. If I can't sell out, who can? Because we let our president sell out, we let the billionaires sell out, we let everyone sell out except the poor people? Oh, well, once you sell out, you're not poor anymore. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Captain Obvious. That's the fucking goal of living, I think? I don't know. What is the goal? Because, again, you are the one that defines who you are in life, not the world. So if you want to change something, make the change. Don't wait for it to happen. Don't let the world's circumstances be what weigh upon you. Make the difference by going and doing something about it. Anyway, don't do anything explicitly illegal, because I think I need that disclaimer. And yeah, go turn kids trans, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.